In 1919, following his few years as director of the Grand Ducal School of Arts and Craft, Walter Gropius founded a new institute which combined this school and the Weimar Academy of Fine Arts, the Bauhaus. He expressed that his goal for the institute was to create a new guild of craftsmen without the class distinctions which raised an arrogant barrier between craftsmen and artists. With the main concept of the architectural form to follow function, the movement stripped away any ornamentation or decoration to create a harmony between the function of an object or a building and its design. Prior to 1925, the Bauhaus, located in Weimar, received funding from the Social Democrat-controlled state government. However, in February 1924, the Social Democrats lost control of the state parliament and the school's funding was halved. By the end of 1925, Gropius closed the school in Weimar only to take over a school of industrial design in Dessau. By 1928, Gropius gave up his position as director to Swiss-born Hans Mayer, and under his leadership, the school turned over its first profit in 1929. After an increasingly dangerous political atmosphere formed, and a sexual scandal involving one of the students, Gropius fired Mayer in 1930. Known for his less-is-more beliefs, the school's final director, Ludwig Mayers van der Rohe, ran the Bauhaus as a private institute in Berlin, until it was dissolved by a Third Reich in 1933 under the Nazi regime, and many of the students and professors fled to the British Mandate of Palestine.
By 1947, the UN voted to give Jews a homeland in Israel, and on the 14th of May 1948, Israel declared its statehood at 16 Rothschild Boulevard, today known as Independence Hall.
In 1925, Sir Patrick Geddes had been commissioned by the British Mandate of Palestine to draw the master plan for Tel Aviv, which he submitted that year. Southern Tel Aviv was partially established, so the plans were needed as soon as possible to ensure the northern parts were laid out in an organised fashion. Geddes' plan was for a garden city, and although Tel Aviv currently has greenery throughout its streets, there was no particular architectural style for the buildings of this city initially, and so with many Jewish architects from Germany moving into Israel, they transferred the German Bauhaus style they were familiar with to Tel Aviv. There was at one stage approximately 200 active architects working locally. Geddes was first to realise the hot, dry, harsh environment of Tel Aviv, as he was a biologist from Scotland. A large part of the Bauhaus style was transferred to the new buildings with subtle design changes, but not all common Bauhaus materials were suitable, nor were they always available, as they were in Germany and Eastern Europe.
The buildings which predate the inception of international style were based around traditional Ottoman architecture. The young immigrants were perfectly suited to face the problems and social ideas with creating a new state in a very old nation. This new style was swiftly accepted by the people as it fitted the youthfulness of the society as well as their outlook. The Bauhaus International style was so popular that 3,000 buildings were created between 1931 and 1939. Decades on from their inception, the international style buildings have been declared UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and thus are treasured by both the local Israeli community and the greater international one. Today, new buildings are being built that encompass the Bauhaus style of the 1930s. 166 Dizengoff Street is one such structure. Built in 1995, it is directly inspired by the previous Bauhaus buildings in the area.
100 years later, you can still visit gorgeous historic buildings from the Ottoman and Bauhaus era which have been refurbished as fabulous hotels, eateries, boutiques and design museums while still enjoying the feeling of an old-time lifestyle at the heart of the bustling metropolitan White City, Tel Aviv.